Hello children, I am Prabha Chatranga, your ICT teacher. Welcome to chapter 1 of grade 10 syllabus Information and Communication Technology. Now children, let's start something you might already be familiar with, data and information. Take a look at these numbers. They are just data, right? These numbers doesn't say anything. 78, 90, 79, 67, 76, 98. Raw numbers don't tell us much about anything, right? Then I will show this example and I say this is Siripala's test scores. Suddenly you see these numbers have meaning, right? Siripala's test scores. And you see English has 98 marks and history is 67. You can see that Siripala is good at English and he must improve in history, right? That's what happens when data become information. It tells us a story we can understand and use. Let me share you some coolest examples. Think about family photos, children. When you see individual pictures, they are just data, images of different people of a family: grandfather, grandmother, mother and father, son and daughter. But when we rearrange them in a family picture or family tree, you suddenly know who related to whom. This is a family picture, right? Then you know this is a family. Same photos, but now you see that photos tells a story, right? Speaking of hidden numbers, let's see another example, children. Your father or mother's national identity card number. See this number range, children. The first two digits of these numbers tells the person is born in which year. For this example, 74 denotes 1974. This person belongs to 1974. And you can see this yellow colored one, children. The yellow colored number is 2. And if that number is belongs to 0 to 4 range, that person is belongs to male. If that number is denotes 5 to 9 range, that person is female. According to this example, 2 is belong to first range, 0 to 4 range. This person is a male. Can you understand what I am saying? Okay, children, let's talk about how computers help us work with information. It is actually pretty straightforward, like a following a simple cake baking recipe. We start with input, the ingredients for a cake. Then we do some processing part, that is cake baking, cake cooking recipe. Then what is that output? Output is the delicious cake, children. Following this example, you can understand what computer does in the computer. Ingredients is data. Receipt is what PC does inside of the computer. The output is delicious cake. For a computer, it is useful information. This thing we can see in real world. What is in real world? In ATM machines, you can see this in ATM machine. For input, we enter our card and PIN number, right? For the processing part is the bank check our account inside that computer, and what is that output in ATM machine? We can see our balance and gives money is the output. The same thing happens in our school library children. The librarian scans your book. It is the input. Processing is the computer checking if that book is available. Then output is what? Output is due date and borrowing status. Now here is something super important, children. Not all information is equally useful. Just like you wouldn't want to eat spoiled food, you wouldn't want to use bad information also. Let's explore what makes information really good quality. Think of information like a superhero. Do you know superheroes? See, here are some superheroes. Superman, Spider-Man, and Captain America. Just like superheroes, information has 5 superpowers that is truly useful. First one is, children, relevancy. For as a power, that is the relevancy power. What is relevancy power? Imagine you are trying out for the school basketball team, children. Then what is the useful information in that one? How tall you are? That is matter, right? How tall you are is a useful information. Then what is another thing? How well you play? That is another thing. Then what is not useful, children? Your favorite TV show? Devinimo Sangeete? That is not useful for the team, right? Team or your basketball playing thing, that is not useful as a criteria. See the difference? Relevant information fits what you need. Do you understand? Then the second thing is completeness. Then what is completeness? Think about baking a cake. Complete information is all ingredients and steps should there. What is incompleteness? Just listing ingredients without amounts. If you don't have amounts, you can't make that cake, right? You can't bake a perfect cake without all the details. The third one is accuracy or accuracy power. See, a doctor needs your temperature. The thermometer shows wrong number. That could be very dangerous, right? That accurate information helps make correct decisions. If the doctor can't make the right choices or decisions you can't treat well, right? Then fourth one, timeliness or timeliness power. What is timeliness? For example, it's like checking your bus schedule. For useful information, we can get today's bus timetable. What is then not useful? If you go to the bus stand, there is a timetable, but not today timetable. It's previous month. So, is that useful? No, right? That previous timetable is not useful. Then information need to be fresh and up to date. That is timeliness. Fifth one is cost effectiveness. Think about you need to travel to Badula by train. Smarter, what is the smartest way? Using the online ticket booking system to book the ticket. What is not smart? Travel to Petai station for ask to book the ticket. Then you have to pay for the traveling also. Then what is cost effectiveness? That is efficient use of resources. What is efficient? Smartest way is the efficient. You can book by smartphone or your mobile. Ticket can be booked online. Let's explore something exciting, children. ICT or information communication technology, which is literally everywhere in our lives. It's like having super helpful friend making everything easier. Would you believe that ICT touches major 8 areas in our lives? Let's count them. Industries, e-government, education, healthcare, agriculture, businesses, transportation, and entertainment. Each of these sectors uses technology in fascinating ways. Industries. In modern factories, it's not about people doing all the work anymore. Smart robots are assembling products, machines checking quality, automated systems, and handling packaging and labeling. It's like high-tech orchestra working in perfect harmony. You see these videos? Smart robots, automated assembly lines. This is a product labeling system. E-government. Now think about how your parents interact with government services, children. Remember when they had to stand in long queues? Not anymore, right? Thanks to e-government. We have online document services, government websites where you can download forms, digital payment systems, and even you can submit applications while sitting at your home, right? Education. Let's talk about something you experience every day, ICT in education. In your classroom, we can use digital presentations like this, watch educational videos, and work in computer labs. But it doesn't stop at school, right? At your home, you can access online learning platforms, digital libraries, and virtual classrooms. Learning never stops, right? Healthcare. ICT is literally saving lives. Modern hospitals use amazing equipment like CAT scanners, MRI machines, ECG devices. But here is something really cool. Doctors now can treat patients without being in the same room. It's called telemedicine, where doctors can check on patients through the video calls and monitor their health online. Agriculture. Agriculture isn't just about tractors anymore. Modern farms use weather monitoring systems that tells farmers exactly when to water their crops. There are even robots helping the farming. See this example. Smart greenhouses automatically control temperature and humidity, and special systems to keep track on animals' health. Amazing, right? Business and manufacturing. In businesses, every time you go shopping, you see ICT in action, children. Those beeping barcode scanners, that's ICT. ATM machines, online shopping websites, video conferencing for business meetings. It's all powered by ICT and technology. Transportation. Ever wondered, children, how traffic lights know when to change? Smart traffic systems monitor traffic flow and adjust automatically. CCTV cameras watch for problems. GPS helps to navigate, and you can even pay for parking with your phone. Transportation. Ever wondered how traffic lights change, children? Smart traffic systems monitor traffic flow and adjust automatically. CCTV cameras watch for problems. GPS help us to navigate in your car, and you can even pay for parking with your phone, children. Entertainment. And let's talk about fun, children. Streaming services like Netflix, you watch TV series, right? Video games, digital photography, music apps, ebooks, social media, they are all examples of ICT making our entertainment more exciting and accessible. ICT risk and responsible use. Great power comes with great responsibility, children. We need to be careful about ICT addiction. Too much gaming or internet use can affect your studies and health, cause eye strain, back pain, headaches. It might also reduce physical activity and lead to social isolation. There are also risks in digital world like cyberbullying, misuse of personal photos, online harassments. But don't worry, we can use ICT responsible by setting time limits for the screen, taking regular breaks, using security software, and thinking carefully before sharing anything online. Evolution of computers. Let's take an exciting journey, children, through the evolution of computers. It's like tracing the family tree of the devices you use every day. Each generation brought amazing improvements that change our world. Early days, before we had computers as we know them, inventors created some fascinating machines like the abacus. See this video? This is the abacus. You can remember, if you remember this one, you played this as well to calculate some in the childhood. You use the abacus, right? From 5,000 years ago, was like the great grandparent of calculators. Abacus is the grandparent of calculators. Then in 1642, teenager named Blaise Pascal invented a mechanical calculator called Pascal's adding machine. This is the Pascal's adding machine. It's in 1642. In 1833, Charles Babbage designs the analytical engine, which is considered the first general-purpose computer concept. Though it was never fully built, the concept remained the same, so We known as the Charles Babbage as the father of compute. This is the analytical engine made by Charles Babbage. Then we move to first generation, which is in 1940 to 1956. The picture there of the computer, which is room size, this is the ENIAC. This is belong to first generation, and we use vacuum tubes for this to build, which is like light bulbs, and this could process information. For your information, the ENIAC had about 18,000 vacuum tubes and weighted 30 tons. Imagine how many kilograms? Can't imagine, right? 30 tons for a computer. This is the ENIAC. For your information, this needed a whole room for cooling. But this could only solve one problem at a time. You can't process parallelly. Only solve one problem at a time. And required constant maintenance because vacuum tubes burn out frequently because of the big heat that vacuum tubes are burned out frequently. And we use punch card for the input and output. What is punch card? The cardboard with some holes inside the cardboard. Okay. Now, second generation. Second generation is in the 1956 to from 1956 to 1963. This era, inventors introduced transistors. What are transistors? See this image. This is an transistor. And this era, inventors introduced the Honeywell 400 was the famous computer from this era, and transistors are much smaller than vacuum tubes. If you can imagine, this is size of a fingernail and more reliable and didn't burn out as easily as vacuum tubes and use less power, and for that reason generated less heat, made computers faster and affordable than the previous generation. And this is the era was when computers started become practical for businesses. Then we move to third generation. Third generation is in 1964 to 1975. And this era, inventors introduced integrated circuits. See this image. This is an ICO, integrated circuits. This is made by combining many transistors into one single chip. This is era the IBM 360 were made, and even smaller, and it became a even smaller and more reliable computers. And this is the first era that made an operating systems inside a computer. And this is the era we use to input data using keyboard and output using monitors instead of punch cards. And the computers could run multiple programs at once in this era. Then we move to fourth generation, which is in 1975 to 1989. And this era we used large scale integrated circuits or LSIC and very large scale integrated circuits like VLSIC. Thousands of components could fit in this VLSI or VLSIC. Sorry, LSIC or VLSIC. Okay. And this is the era computers began to use in schools and homes. And this era computers began to use user-friendly interfaces. What is user-friendly? Which is easy to use by a person. And computers began to afford by average people. And in this era, software like word processors and games began to develop in this era. And we move to fifth generation. Fifth generation is from 1989 to present. In this era and the current generation, we use ultra large scale integration. And this is the era we began to use like IBM notebooks, Pentium PCs, and etc. In this generation, we have incredible processing power and AI capabilities, advanced graphics cards and multimedia systems, internet connectivity, and we have ability to run complex applications and games in this era. The advancement of the computer began more advanced in the fifth generation. And here is an summary of the generations using an table. These have generations and the characteristics of the generations. I have simplified the table, so you can refer this table to remember generation and their characteristics. And that wraps up our lesson, children. Remember that technology is constantly evolving and you are growing up in the one of the most exciting times in the technological history. Any questions about what we covered today? No, right? All right. Let's recap today's fascinating journey through the information communication technology. We started by understanding the difference between data and information. Remember our example? Plain numbers are just data, but when we organize them into Siripalla's test scores, they became meaningful information. And we learned that information processing follows simple pattern: input, process, and output. Just like baking a cake or using an ATM. This pattern is everywhere in the technology. input processing and output. And good information needs to be relevant, complete, accurate, timely, and cost effective. Then we explored how ICT is woven into every part of our lives throughout 8 major sectors. In industries, in industries, smart robots are revolutionizing manufacturing. In e-government services are making paperwork easier. Education now happens both in classroom and through virtual learning. Healthcare uses advanced equipment and telemedicine. Agriculture has become smart with automated systems. Businesses rely on digital payments and online services. Transportation uses intelligent systems for better efficiency. Entertainment has been transformed by streaming and digital media. But remember, with all this technology comes with responsibility. We discussed important concerns about ICT addiction, screen time, physical health impacts, cybersecurity and online safety, the importance of using technology responsibly. Finally, we took an amazing journey through computer history from the ancient abacus to today's powerful devices. We saw how computers evolved through 5 generations. First generation is room size computers with vacuum tubes. Second generation is introduction of transistors. Third is integrated circuits made computers smaller. Fourth generation is personal computers and become reality. Fifth generation is the powerful smart devices we are used today. And technology keeps evolving, making our lives easier and more connected. But it is up to us to use it wisely and responsibly. Now that's all for today, children. In next class, we will dive deeper into some exciting technologies. So thanks for joining the class. Bye.